Guys, I don't want to like geek out and freak you out too much, but I am obsessed with this show and I was obsessed with season one. So seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
One of the things I love most about the show, and I know you guys did it on season one as well, is when you guys they hide ghosts like in corners and or at the end of a hallway. You know, it's to the point where I watch other shows and scan the corners because I'm now so trained to be like looking for the people so that are hiding. Do you? Well, I'm just sort of curious. What is your relationship with the actors that are sort of like just hiding in the corner? What is that day like when you have someone just kind of hanging out there?
Well, I feel like we all got to know them quite well, really. When you're on set with them, you know, they're part of the cast, and you know they sort of become part of all of us. So we all got to know all the ghosts, the people playing the ghosts, quite well.
The people playing the ghosts also, they all had words. The stories behind all of the ghosts were explained to us before we got there. So they also had a bit of a backstory. But yeah, in the first season, I don't think there were any ghosts in the background when I was there. Well, if there were, I was completely unaware of it. I didn't even know that that was going on. I would see them at lunch and be like,
yeah. We would see them in the makeup trailer as well, just being done up. And it's
what's
weird.
That for? Is this a test for something later?
Maybe it's like some kind of trailer thing. Like there was no kind of concept that they were going to be in the show until we watched it, and we were like, "Did you see that?"
Yeah, but this season we palled around a lot. Yeah.
You know, whenever the first season was over, someone did an article about all of them because I thought that I spotted a good amount, like a good 5, 6 throughout the season. I did not realize how many there were and how many I missed. And so I cannot wait for someone to do it for season 2 because I know that there are a lot more that I haven't seen. I was wondering if we could talk about, since I didn't get to talk to you guys for season 1, what I consider to be one of the all-time great scares in the history of pop culture, which is Victoria. It's you coming from the back seat. Episode 8, I think, from season 1.
Yeah.
And brush it off your shoulder. I was just sort of curious what that was like for you to film. Did you know how people were going to react to that moment specifically? And Oliver and Henry, like the first time you guys actually saw that scene in the context of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, it got me for sure. And I knew it was coming, and it got me.
I feel like I was on set, so I saw you shoot it. And then, I even saw that happen. I knew it was coming. It got me. And then I think someone showed me a clip like later on, and it got me. It's an excellent jump scare. That scare.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Receive your award.
Well, you know, very young, I started popping out of places and saying "ah."
You were born for that moment.
Yeah, you know, I took the job. I understood that it needed to be a moment of fear. It also needed to be an awakening for both of these characters. So I wasn't really thinking about just screaming. I was thinking about where in the conversation Nell, or the bent neck lady, is finally sick of the fact that this discussion is no longer going anywhere. Yeah. Mike also said, go when you're ready. Like, don't wait to let them.
So they didn't know when you were going to pop out?
No, they're genuinely afraid. I also definitely busted something in my throat box. That is definitely voice box. That was definitely the first take, because after that, like, I wasn't able to do it again. And yeah, no, on set that day, it was already like, that was a really crazy moment. It's one of those moments where you scream and everybody's screaming, and then afterwards it's just like, everybody's laughing because it's like, oh my God.
That's amazing. Have you guys seen, there are great YouTube reaction videos of people who don't know it's coming. It's worth going down a rabbit hole. It's pretty amazing watching people react to it.
I feel like that would be super egotistical to just sit there watching people watch me.
It's fun though. It's fun. It's a fun watch though, because people really freak out at that moment.
Yeah, I also got scared when I watched it because I knew that it was coming, but I can't remember exactly the moment that it happens. And I was sitting like quietly alone with like my friend's dog. And I definitely freaked out also, which is weird because it was me, but I also freaked out. And that dog was like, what is happening?
Yeah. But if you haven't read the scripts or anything, it comes out of nowhere.
Oh, because it was just it's in the middle of it because you're so engaged in this conversation and it comes. That's why it's so good. Oh, I love it, guys. If you can't tell, I'm such a fan of this show. I consume anything and everything in the horror genre, and I seriously think this series is like one of the most incredible pieces of art I've ever seen in my life. So seriously, thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for giving it to us. And I have been parceling out the episodes, and it's taken every ounce of strength I possess to not just binge the entire thing. So I have 2 left for this season, but seriously, it's an honor to be able to speak to you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Bye, guys. Take care.